Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearances of the Week. This is Wednesday, August 18th, 2021. We'll be giving you all the first appearances hitting your comic shops today. Now this week we have a very light week for you guys, especially compared to last week. I think last week we had about 18 titles for you guys. This week we have 9 altogether. 1 first appearance and 8 honorable mentions. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending August 20th, 2021. First up from Marvel Comics. Spider-Woman number 14. This features the first appearance of Rose Roche. Now, we always say it's a good idea to get all the Marvel titles that feature first appearance of new characters. But that being said, this is a Spider-Woman title. The Spider-Woman franchise is not really Marvel's strongest franchise. It's not really all that highly collected, besides a very few issues. So this one here is going to be more of a speculative bet if you do choose to add this one here to your collection. It all depends on what Marvel does with this new character, Rose Roche. If they introduce her into the MCU, or a streaming series, Disney Plus, or a feature film, then maybe this character here will take off. But otherwise, you're really just relying on what Marvel does with this particular character as to how important this particular issue will be. So we say this was more of a speculative bet. If you can pick this one up, do so. Otherwise, put it on your B list. And now for the honorable mentions. From DC Comics, Dark Knight's Death Metal Special Edition number 1 soundtrack. This is a special edition reprint of Dark Knight's Death Metal number 1. It includes a single by Rise Against titled Broke Dreams Incorporated on a flexi record. It is limited to 3,000 copies. Now this is one we do think you should add to your collection, a limited print run of only 3,000 copies, and the fact that it includes a flexi record. You know, flexi records were a big deal back in the 80s and 90s. Companies would stick them in comic books or back to cereal boxes. Highly collectible, given the limited print run of this, and given the fact that it is a Batman title, this is one we do think you should add to your collection. Next up from Boom Comics, Eat the Rich number 1. A recent law school graduate looks forward to enjoying the summer with her boyfriend's wealthy family, who reside in an affluent town that will reveal the dark, deadly rot beneath its perfection. Now this one here, we do think you should pick up. This sounds like it's going to lend itself very well to TV or film. That's a big driver for these indie titles, we always say that, but this story here sounds like it's made for TV or film, so we do think this is one worth adding to your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, Black Widow number 10. The solicitation states, a new power emerges. Now Black Widow is a fan favorite character in the Marvel universe and the Marvel franchises, so this one may be worth considering. It all depends on what this new power is. It may be worth doing a little bit more research before you add this one to your collection. Put this one on your B list, keep an eye on it, but do some research. It may be worth picking up. Next up from Marvel Comics, Kang the Conqueror number 1. This is the origin of Kang and the first solo series featuring Kang the Conqueror. It's a 5-issue limited series. Now this is one we do think is worth adding to your collection. This is the origin of Kang. Kang is going to be a big deal in the MCU. This is the first solo series featuring Kang the Conqueror, so this one here we do think is worth adding to your collection. Now next up from Dark Horse Comics, Killer Queens number 1. The solicitation reads, 2 super gay, reformed intergalactic assassins desperate for a paycheck accept a job that will land them on a moon ruled by a fascist dictator with a reputation of being hostile to foreigners. Now this sounds like it can lend itself very well to TV or film, especially a streaming series, so this is one we do think you should give some consideration. Put this one on your B list if you can't get them all, but definitely keep your eye on this one. This one may be translated to TV or film. Next up from Image Comics, Second Chances number 1. The solicitation reads, Second Chances Hotline provides those who meet the criteria with a new identity, but when a man behind the hotline is approached by a shady figure from his past, he's forced to accept a new client who doesn't meet any of the requirements. Once again, this can lend itself very well to TV or film. A lot of these indie titles are making stories that they hope to get translated to TV or film to kind of push the comic, push the brand, push these stories forward into the mainstream. So if that happens, this would be important. If it doesn't, we really don't think this will go anywhere. This is a speculative bet. Put this one here on your B list, but keep an eye on it. Next up from Red 5, The Box number 1. The solicitation reads, a private detective with a magical box from which he can pull anything imaginable is framed for murder and suspects it is a ploy to separate him from his prized possession. Now this does sound like it can lend itself very well to TV or film. Once again, Red 5 isn't really known for having any of their comics translated to television or film, so we really don't know if this will move forward. So give this one here some consideration, but this is a speculative bet. If you do choose to pick it up, put this one on your B list for now, but keep an eye on it. And finally, from Scout Comics, Stanley the Snowman number 1. A girl inherits the family tradition to bring to life a magical snowman who embodies the holiday spirit, but things don't go exactly as planned. Now this one here, we do think you should pick up. Scout Comics is known for having a few of their comics option for TV or film, and this sounds like it can lend itself very well to a television holiday special. So we do think you should pick this one here up. So there you have the 8 honorable mentions and the 1 first appearance that we have for you guys this week. Please drop some comments in the comment section below. Let us know what you guys think. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.